Happy Wednesday, everybody. I know I'm a couple minutes late for my 9 a.m. tea with Tamara, but I will tell you that story in just a second. I feel like I have to bring it back home to the author incubator with my author incubator mug today, and I am having more moringa cardamom. It just is a spicy tea, and it's freaking amazing. So one of the coolest things that has ever happened to me in my history of having a career and a life just happened to me this morning. I spoke to a woman in Sweden, which is on itself amazing and cool. And we connected, and we're gonna be like working together, which is amazing. When I asked her how she knew about me, she just found me. Like, it's happening. Like, I just want to say, like, that is like the craziest thing that somebody could say is like, they just did. She's found me from Sweden and called, like, we set up a time. Blew my mind. Like, that is like, thank you, universe. So many amazing things just like happened. So today I wanted to talk to you about 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because it is a pattern that seems to be happening to me quite frequently. And what this means is, for me, is every time I feel myself building momentum and going somewhere and stretching myself and becoming the next Tamara and like becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, I feel myself want to retreat, retract, and hibernate and get scared as fuck and not do anything. And so this past weekend, so for me, part of the process, because it really is a process, because every day I wake up scared as fuck sometimes, because like there is just, and I'm a cursor, so if you're not a cursor, I apologize, you can kind of get off here. But every day I wake up scared, and I think that that's a good thing. And this past weekend though, because I've made about 16,000 the last 2 months in booked revenue, which is, again, blows my mind. Like you guys, I felt invisible 4 months ago, and now somebody in Sweden found me on her own, and it's just like, what? And so it all kind of culminated this past weekend, where over Saturday and Sunday, all I wanted to do was hide from the world and not do anything, speak to anyone, be anywhere, be seen. I was petrified. What's going on in my life? How is this happening? How do I, shift and move and go and groove with all of these things that are occurring in my life all at once? And it just is like, wow. And my advanced reader copy is like ready for my book. And then that's going to be going out in 2 weeks. It's going out, and it just kind of like covers me in this fear blanket of like, holy F, what is happening? In those moments, I question whether I'm going to actually be able to step out of that fear. Like, I honestly sit there as I'm cowering in my couch under a blanket up to here, kind of going like, I'm afraid of my real life a little bit because it's getting bigger. I realize that this is what happens to me. And I wrote this same kind of message the day that I was leaving May 19th or May 20th. Washington, D.C. last month in order to leave the author castle. That's why I'm using my author incubator mug. And I knew that when I stepped back into the plane and into Canada, my life was going to change dramatically. And you get this paralyzing fear of, I don't know what this looks like or how I'm going to be able to hold this up in my real life, or, you know what I mean? All of these things. So I realized this past weekend is a step back, and I only say step back now as a place where I need to retreat to in order to grow into the next version of myself, right? So as I've done these 2 months that have been really well, I know I need to level up. I know it's time to move into a bigger direction. I know that my business is now becoming something that somebody can buy me in Sweden. And like, I knew that coming into May, I felt the steam coming. Like, as an energy worker and for everybody, May is a big month. It's like today we come out of Mercury retrograde. So like all of the hibernation that we've all kind of been feeling over the month of April. So like, don't be hard on yourself when you just kind of felt like everything was overwhelming in April. But now Mercury goes direct today. So it's like everything is happening and we feel like we can start coming out again and being seen and being heard. So this past weekend, if you were feeling, as I was, that step back, that retreat, that hibernation, that, oh my goodness, sorry, Leah wrote, my son keeps kissing the screen. Well, I don't know his name, but I just want to give him kisses too. Because I love love. So it's time to doubt. So like for me, know your patterns. Know your patterns. This is so vital. I know that I'm 2 step forward as I move into my business, but how is your Breck? Hi Breck. How do you retreat back? So every time I'm about to level up, every single time, I spend about 2 days, 1 to 2 days in complete and utter like isolation mode where I can't handle people, things. I just don't want to do anything. I could just sit there and read a book and not answer my phone or do anything businessy. And so I want you to honor that. Again, guys, like our human bodies are so majestic, and when we can learn our patterns and our behaviors, we can see how they unfold before us, right? So like knowing that I tend to want to do this hibernation, I remember like a couple months ago where I just totally MO'd for a day. That's the day that I ate chips for dinner, if you remember that, because I knew I was about to go to the author castle, and I thought once I go to the author castle, I have to be the Tamara. Like becoming all of these different levels of Tamara, I have to honor that there's going to be some times where I need to step back and go like, it's not easy to be growing this fast and this big so fast, but it's incredibly amazing, but scary. And I want you guys to know, as you get uncomfortable, it is scary, right? Like, it's like you have to like push every boundary and limit and perception that you've ever placed on yourself in order to move into the next phase and understanding. And there's more work in a way because I don't know necessarily the language that I'm going to have to use in this next phase. But when you realize your patterns and you can take those 2 step forward and then take your day back or your weekend back and just be scared, nervous, excited, whatever, hibernate, whatever, so that when you are ready to come forth again and bust out, you've honored your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, because that is so key. We miss that part. We miss the part where it's okay to have a shutdown day. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to be scared as that your life is moving in a direction that you don't quite understand yet and you don't know what it looks like. I say honor whatever it looks like to you, whether you eat a bag of chips for dinner one day, or you need to go on a 3-hour hike because you just need to clear your mind, or however it looks for you. Honor your 1 step back so that you know that you're still the same person and that you still follow the same guidelines, morals, values, everything, so that when you move back into that forward motion, you're being as authentic and as transparent as you can be. Because that's the piece that makes us who we are and what people can connect to. Because if I wasn't feeling all crazy in my head all weekend, I wouldn't be able to sit here and tell you guys that the journey of moving into our truest, authentic, most like amazing parts causes some stress sometimes, right? Like it really is supposed to feel that way. And I mean, it's the people and like us who we are taking that information in and we know it's not going to stop us, that we're taking actionable steps. Because when you're in the service of something greater than you, when you know you are fully doing what it is that you are here on this earth to do, serving the ones you love, then you take that energy back and you say, I can't stop now. I will continue doing what it is that I'm meant to do so that I can actually make my imprint in the world. I can leave my legacy. I can help the people that I'm here to help. And it's then that owning that power. And that's what drives you out of the 1 step back. Because I can't imagine what my life would be like if I didn't actually do what I'm doing now. I don't know what, and I know I had to go through what I had to go through in order to get here, but it's just like what happened in the last 4 months. Guys, it can happen. That's the piece too. It's possible. You just have to keep moving like in little forward steps. I do have to thank again Angela Loria from the Author Incubator, because she is my mentor and she has brought me to a place where I believe in what I do and who I am, and I'm understanding the pieces of the puzzle, the business piece that I totally turtled from for so long because I was petrified of what it looked like. Having a business, being seen, serving others. That was scary shit 4 months ago. Like I had to like, and when I say like even in my program Becoming Me, we like you're one person and then you're a different person in 2 months. Like you have to be willing to do this like transitional work. So to become the person, and she does it so well, become the person that writes a book in 3 months. Mind blowing. Then become the person that like is servicing people through their book. Mind blowing. And so like the process of like 4 months, so much can change in your life when you truly step into that power, own your story, own your purpose, own your message, be all in, like poker, all the chips, center of the table. But the piece here that I wanted to touch back on is when it's okay. Step back when you need to. Clarify, breathe, get your heart set, allow yourself to feel out the emotion, be scared if you need to be scared, eat lots of chocolate. Sometimes I've done that too, because it's a fast journey when you like really own it. Like it can go so fast. And then when you've had your day back and you've like, I'm still Tamara, my farts are still stinky, my kids still get upset with me. I'm still the same human being that I've always been. I'm sorry about that, but that's kind of who I am. I'm very upfront and honest. And then, you know what I mean? I can still go like, okay, my house is still messy when most days. And, you know, like I'm still me. I'm still me. And then I can come out of the gates even stronger and even more passionate and more grounded because I took the time to reconnect to self. So 2 steps forward for me and 1 step back is just my norm now. It is a place where I need to go in order to move myself into the next phase. So I know that by taking that time on the weekend to feel like I am completely overwhelmed with my life at some point, and that like now I've had these 2 great months, what does that look like? It means that I have to level up, and leveling up is scary. It's scary because you don't know what it looks like, how much time it looks like, where you are. But when you honor the fact that you need to like just reconnect, and then you step into your power doing what you're meant to do in this world, serving who you're meant to serve. Like I could get emotional here, but I'm not going to. That's the piece. When you realize for me, it's not about me anymore. Like I'm now here. I'm here to be a vessel for you guys. And so when I can honor myself and still be like, okay, but I'm still Tamara, but I'm still here for you guys the next day. So I just want to tell you guys how much I love you and I am thankful for you. And thank you, Patricia. You are wonderful too. And thank you for being here with Tea with Tamara. Clearly, I love you all so very much. You get me out of bed every morning with such spirit and vibrancy and joy and love. Thank you. It's okay, Jim. You can go back. I'm about to end it. So if you ever want to come message me, please do so. If you ever want me to talk about anything, place it in here in your messaging. And Tony. And if you have a question, message me at tamara@theenchantedfairy.ca. Care Bear Stare to everybody, heart chakra to heart chakra. And I love you guys so much. You're the best. Oh, okay. I'm going for my 2 steps forward now. So have a magical day.